Well, it's finally happened. Null has come. Welcome back to the channel. Here's my review of King in Black #1, written by Donny Cates, art by Ryan Stegman, coloring by Frank Martin, the cover by Stegman, Martin, and JP Mayer. So, after, after two kind of pointless story arcs, we are here at what hopefully is the conclusion to what Cates has built up since the beginning of his run on Venom. Null, King in Black, he has finally arrived on Earth. So, my thoughts on this is that it's amazing. It honestly is great. I went in with a little bit of expectations. I've been kind of disillusioned with Donny Cates. He is a good writer, but I think sometimes they just put him on stuff he just isn't good with, or he just makes a lot of changes which are just dumb. Look at Thor, Galactus. But I was blown away by how great this start is, the issue #1. So what happens in the story is that essentially everyone is getting ready for Null arriving on Earth. He is almost here. His horde of symbiote dragons are approaching the planet. Eddie keeps Dylan safe, puts him away, locks him away to keep him safe from everything. The Avengers are coordinating evacuations, and they're actually being smart about this. They know that Null and symbiotes have certain weaknesses. So for this one, it's lightning, magic based, all that. So they have the first wave to deal with symbiote dragons, after their kind of planetary defense that Iron Man set up failed. It only took out not even a huge chunk of them. Their first ground wave are just heroes with lightning or magic based abilities, and that's smart. And then their second wave consists of X-Men because they're going to be helpful, especially Storm of all people is going to be helpful, so they come in to help. But essentially they are ill prepared for what Null brings to the table. Not only does he bring hordes and hordes of symbiote dragons, he also brings symbiote-possessed Celestials. Literally Null's first enemies in the universe, and he's converted them to his army. Absolutely shocked everyone there that he's brought Celestials with them. And essentially Null is here. He's searching for one particular person. I won't spoil it. It does have something to do with Venom. He is searching for them, and pretty much overall it's just such a great start. Throw you straight into the action. It's not just you would think with this issue, usually with a lot of Marvel events, they would have the issue just to set everything up, and I kind of expected that it was just going to set everything up. It's Null is coming, we're going to prepare for everything, yada yada yada, and then at the end of the issue, Null is here. No, Null appears just a little bit after the halfway point. But you're going straight into the action. Avengers and X-Men, all these heroes fighting the symbiote dragons and all that, trying to defeat them, but they're overwhelmed. They're ill prepared for when Null arrives with the symbiote possessed Celestials, and just Null himself. Even when they bring in they kind of one of their main hitters, Sentry. Fucking Null just decimates Sentry. I mean, rip in peace to the one Sentry fan who cared. But it's great. There's a lot of action. It's the pacing of it is really, really done well. Shockingly well as well. Shockingly well. Bit of a tongue twister there. But overall with the story, I would give this a 5 out of 5. I think this was an absolutely amazing, great start to King in Black. Just throwing everyone in straight into the story, not wasting any time with Null is now here, and he's literally pretty much initially just won. Null is just pretty much just won. As soon as he arrived, he just claimed victory. There's one thing I didn't particularly like with the story, and I'll spoil it here. So, plot twist, Null is not searching for Eddie. He's actually searching for Dylan. But when he arrives, I'm looking for the one called Brock. He just says Brock. And yes, we know that's Eddie and Dylan's surname. But Brock is also a first name. The only reason he doesn't specify which one he's looking for is to serve for that twist at the end when Eddie goes off to face off against Null, and Null says, "Oh, it's you. You're the host that defeated me. You know, all the way back in the first story arc. You're not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for your son, Dylan." It's like it was a bit contrived, but it overall didn't affect the story. I didn't leave the story thinking, "Oh, great, that was dumb. This stupid issue." No, it's just one minor problem I had with it, but overall, it was a great story, great issue, great introduction. The art and coloring, I'm going to give a 5 out of 5. Stegman is a great artist. Paired with Frank Martin, they do absolutely great work, and it shows here. There's so many. I think there's so many just great scenes. They don't just leave one good scene. Okay, we're gonna put all the art and coloring 100% effort into this scene. No, there are several scenes within, which I'll probably put somewhere around here, that just look so amazing and great. So they definitely brought in their A+ guns into this one. And the cover, I'm going to give a 5 out of 5 as well. I think it is a great cover overall. I mean, same creative team and everything. So essentially, although I think it's a bit more, because you have the added bonus of, I think, JP Mayer onto the cover as well, maybe. I don't know, but I think the art style of the cover looks slightly different compared to the art style inside. Although, to be fair, I was reading all of this on a digital copy, so I think everything was just zoomed in, so it just had a much weirder effect when everything zoomed in, so I can read all the dialogue and everything. But overall, the cover was great as well. And something I just remembered, two things I just remembered. First thing off, I was a bit skeptical about when I saw the cover and it's just okay, here's the Avengers and here's the X-Men. I'm just why do they need to be here? But after reading this, I think it's more justified why they're there. More so with the Avengers, because as much as I didn't like that arc, at least Venom Island set up how the Avengers would play a part in King in Black. They know, and Eddie's preparing them for for this event, for Null to arrive, which he does at the start. He calls Captain America. He's like, "Cap, it's time. He's coming. He's almost here." So I think it's more justified with that. X-Men, to a degree, more justified why they're there as well. Compared to something like War of the Realms, where a lot of characters were just in the plot because the plot demanded it, or they just happened to be there. Wolverine just turns up in New York City, and he is just now part of the story. There's no reason for him to be there apart from he's just there. He lives on Earth. He's in the Marvel Universe. Stuff like that. At least here with King in Black, there is more of a justification as to why certain characters, certain groups have something to do with the plot. And I'll give them props for that. My second thing is another slight negative to this is probably the pricing of this. $5.99 is the pricing. It is comprised of 56 pages. As I said earlier, I got the digital copy. So the digital copy goes to 30. The digital copy goes to 39 pages. So I'm guessing at least about roughly 17 of those pages for ads and extras, as they always usually do with physical copies. But the actual story itself is only about 31 pages, 32 if you count the listing of the creative team. So, and then they add a couple of extra stuff. So, obviously there's the checklist of here, get all this stuff. Don't. You don't have to get everything. But there's extra stuff in there. There's a letter of stuff. Maybe, you keep the letter of stuff. So that's 3 pages. So that bumps it up to 35 pages. But then there's a few extra things. obviously, you know, the next issue, keep that. So 30, whatever. I've already lost count. I haven't even counted that much. But there's a couple of pages here. It's just like heirs to the throne. Like, here's all Null's creations and like other stories and all that, and also like a timeline of Null. And I'm gonna say this is kind of pointless because I don't think this is an event for everyone. This is an event for people that have read Venom, because this was set up in Venom. If you go straight into it without having read Donny Cates' Venom run, you're going to be completely lost, which is why I'm a bit hesitant to recommend it. If you've read Venom, if you've been catching up with it, highly recommend this. I mean, you're gonna get like your time and a bit of your money's worth out of it. But for someone that's completely blind, I don't know, that they might still enjoy it from like the story and the action, but a lot of like the backstory to it, they're probably going to be like really lost on it. So back onto the pricing, I think $5.99 is a bit pushing it. You know, there's a couple of pages you can get out of there. Yeah, $5.99, like I said, a bit pushing it. I think it would be more justified to be like a $4.99 comic, to be honest. But yes, that's it. That is my review of King in Black #1. If you're wondering what I'm getting from this, like tie-in wise, I'm only getting the main event, King in Black, and Venom. I'm not going to bother with anything else, because I don't think I really need to, because there's just a lot of stuff. I mean, like, why is there a Thunderbolts tie-in? Why is there a Black Knight tie-in? It's because Marvel wants money. But yes, I'm just going to be sticking with King in Black and Venom. That's just the two I'm going to review as part of this overall event. So definitely keep. I don't know why English is not working for me today. Be sure to check them out when I release those reviews. So that's it for the video. Thank you everyone for watching. If you've read King in Black #1, what were your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I missed out on a few things? Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check me out on Twitch. I keep saying this, no one is. I'm just saying. But no, check me out on Twitch. I'm there like almost every day, like a little over half the week. You're definitely missing out on the best of content like this.
Okay, you're now my suicide bomber. Okay,
you're now mine.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Fuck.
You ready?
Dead man swing.
You ready? Let's go.
I got this, baby.
I got this. Let's go.
Dead baby, yeah.
Yes, so definitely go check me out on twitch.tv/OzChris774, and I will see you all in the next video. Ciao.